What is good, new people, old people? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. We have not done this in a while. This is the PeaBrain podcast. If you enjoy it, drop a like. Be sure to subscribe. If you are new around here, we are on the road to 5,000 subscribers. Once again, a huge thank you to everyone who made 4,000 subscribers even possible. I never thought we'd hit that number, but you guys are amazing. And be sure to let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. So if you don't know how this works, this is the PeaBrain podcast where we discuss things all PvZ, from latest news, different games, debates, and even sometimes we have a special guest on the episode. Today it's just me, but if you guys want to join a future episode, let me know if you are interested down below. So, firstly, this episode is mainly going to focus on PvZ Replanted. Obviously, that right now on the PvZ side of things is absolutely huge. Very, very popular for all of the right reasons and wrong reasons at the same time. And as always, let me know what you think in the comments. So, PvZ Replanted, a game that a lot of people were very excited for. A lot of games these days get hype and they don't do well. And unfortunately, in this case, PvZ Replanted was pretty much the exact same thing as Cyberpunk. A lot of people were really excited for the game, looking forward to it releasing, and, well, let's just say it didn't go as planned. Now, a lot of people have played the game. A lot of you guys have told me about the game. I personally have yet still not played it, mainly because a lot of you told me to leave the game and don't bother playing it anytime soon, and for a lot of different reasons, which we'll be breaking down in today's episode. But overall, a lot of people are disappointed with the PvZ Replanted game, and for good reason. You know, it is a very, very popular moment in the PvZ franchise. It is the very first PvZ game that we had, and a lot of people, I would say, are angry because of what they produced, and that is something that's not that good. It doesn't perform well, it doesn't look great, and there's a lot of reasons why people are very, very angry and very, very frustrated. If, by the way, I did release a video talking about PvZ Replanted, mainly the bad things about it on my channel. Feel free to go check it out. That video hit over 250,000 views with over 70 likes. So a huge thank you. That is the most popular video I've ever done on the channel by far, and it means a lot. So a huge thank you to everyone who watched that video. But overall, the PvZ Replanted hype was very much misleading. A lot of people were excited. I too was excited to a certain extent, but I kept my options open. I kept an open mind going into it, mainly because I know what EA is like when it comes to, you know, reviving, in quotation marks, popular games. And, well, this is just another case of failure from EA, in my opinion. I would say they had a golden opportunity here to make sure that the PvZ community was happy. They had a golden opportunity to revive PvZ a little bit as well, and unfortunately, they blew it. They absolutely blew it, and a lot of people were not happy with the game itself. And you know what? I really hoped that it was a good game. It was a good remaster, or you know, but sometimes people we set our expectations too high, and this is EA we're talking about. And I've had a couple of people message me in the spare time on streams that we've been doing, on different video comments, even on Discord. Some of you guys have been reaching out to me talking about PvZ Replanted and giving me your feedback about it, and it's pretty much the same story. People are upset because it's so bad, and it sucks because a lot of people, including myself, were excited for this game to come out, this remaster to come out, and it was a great opportunity for them to, like I said, revive the game, make the PvZ community happy. We've not been happy about anything for a long time because there's nothing to be happy about. Garden Warfare 2 is no longer getting updates. BFM was a giant pile of trash. And, you know, I feel like we deserve a break. We deserve, you know, an opportunity to have something good for the first time in many, many years. But, you know, EA, as they always do, did not put enough love or effort into the game. In my opinion, they've clearly messed up the launch big time. And if they want to try and make it come back from the dead, no pun intended, it's going to be one heck of a mission to do that. I've seen different companies before try and make something come back in terms of popularity and stuff, and it's not easy. It's far from easy. It's complete opposite. So I don't know how the future of PvZ Replanted is going to go, but a couple of things I wanted to break down the game here a little bit more that I forgot to mention in my Replanted rant video that I did a couple of weeks ago is the fact that, first of all, the game, it was receiving a lot of attention. It came on the Xbox Showcase, obviously, I think it was like, 2 months ago now, and like I said in that video, I'm super happy to see PvZ on a showcase once again. You know, it's been so long since we've seen anything PvZ related, and it received a lot of hype. It received a lot of good feedback, and a lot of people saw the trailer and went, "Okay, this could be something good. This looks promising." And you know what? You're absolutely right. It could have been promising. It looked good from the trailer. The graphics were pretty cool to see. But like I mentioned in my other video, you have to remember it was nothing new. And I think that is the main reason why I have not played it yet. Don't get me wrong, obviously all the bad reasons as well. You know, the game not performing well, the game not having enough content, etc. Sure. I will gladly put my hand up and say I've not played it for that reason as well. But overall, I'm not excited to play the game because, you know, it's nothing new. You know, I've played it before, and if the game isn't that good, then I'm in no extra rush to play it. Now, a couple of comments on my last video talking about PvZ Replanted. Thank you to those who did comment. One comment here says, my biggest issue with the game, from Rexstar, says, is the game that you can't even do versus mode or co-op in a share play. Local play is the only option, and it's not even that difficult to implement. Now, thank you, Rexstar, for dropping that comment. It got 5 likes. A lot of people seem to agree with you there. Yeah, totally. I 100% agree. I think in this day and age, I think at least co-op or versus mode, it should be pretty simple to implement. You know, they've done it with other games, such as PvZ2. They've done it with PvZ Heroes. I don't see why they couldn't have done it with PvZ Remastered. To be honest, I think it was a great option for them to introduce versus mode and co-op into the PvZ1 setting, and definitely would have added something better to the game. A lot of people enjoy the online side of things. They like to face online people. Maybe you could face a couple of your friends online as well. But unfortunately, they didn't do that. They've kept it local play, which in 2025, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, is one heck of a stretch. It's like playing split screen. Nobody plays split screen anymore. Nobody plays local play anymore, unless it's, you're seriously down bad. And I feel like having versus mode or co-op mode share played in this game would have been a great thing. But yeah, again, another missed opportunity there for PvZ Replanted, in my opinion. Definitely not a good idea from their behalf. Another comment here is from All-Star. Shout out to All-Star as well. This game constantly looks off. The background is unhumanly smooth. The seed packets all look like they were made by different people or an AI, and there is a lot of bugs. Very glad I didn't pre-order Replanted. So that right there confirms what I've been told. A lot of people have been telling me that it's full of bugs, it doesn't run well, it doesn't look good either, and people have asked me what is my opinion on AI and what I think about it. It's definitely, in my opinion, a form of people getting lazy to a certain extent, and but it's part of the future regardless. That people want to build robots, people want to make AI to do the work for them. It's how the human race is going to be. Obviously, that is a whole different can of worms. But overall, having AI in a game like this, I feel like at least devalues the game a little bit. It just doesn't have that creativity layer, in my opinion. I definitely think that you compare it to a game like PvZ Heroes when it first came out. It was a brand new idea they've never done before. They were excited. There was a whole bunch of different cards you collect, different heroes and zombie heroes you could play as, different levels. It's just day and night difference, in my opinion. I wouldn't compare it to Garden Warfare 2 and that, because obviously they're different kinds of PvZ games and they're on console, etc. But compared to PvZ Heroes in this case, I feel like PvZ Heroes is definitely the best PvZ mobile game we've had, excluding PvZ2 in its own way. So yeah, it also says here from All Star, the seed packets look like they were made by different people. So it looks like, it's from the sounds of it, the game doesn't even look visually pleasing, and that's one of the main things for an old school game people are going to take note of. They're not going to be like, oh, sure, I'll play the game just because of nostalgia. No, they're interested to see how the game looks and how it will compare to its previous counterpart, which is obviously Plants vs. Zombies 1. So having the game made look like it's been made by different people, in my experience, is not a good thing. I feel like all of the team working on the game, all of the developers at least, should play a role in creating the game, in terms of visual aspect, in terms of mechanics, and I feel like the entire development team should have the same kind of vision, for the game, when it comes to art style. Like, for example, you put forward an idea on how one of the plants or zombies or one of the levels or whatever might look like, and everyone goes, yeah, okay, let's do that. But from that comment alone, that All Star has put on the other video, it seems like they didn't even settle on each other's ideas, and that to me sounds like a team that is a bit dispersed. They're not on the same wavelength, same idea span, and that's what you want for a game. Bottom line is a group of developers that all share the same vision, that all share the same ideas, and all share the same passion for the game. Especially in this case, you have to remember, it is a replanted, it is a remaster of a classic, nostalgic, great game that we all grew up playing. And to see it get turned into an unfinished AI, buggy, complete mess is not fun. And I think that was my main point in the video that I obviously brought across the board, was that I'm not happy with how the game has came out, and I've not even played PvZ Replanted yet. Now, obviously there is transactions in the game as well. It's going to be a thing either way. They got to make money somehow, and even in this case, I don't think they made that much money from it anyway. Transactions in gaming, it's nothing new. It's going to happen. I feel like a lot of people expect it these days, whether it's from costumes, whether it's from skins, or whether it's from loot boxes, whether it might be microtransactions. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, is part of the gaming industry. A lot of people dislike it. I dislike it, especially when it gives the person on the opposing team an advantage. If it's just a costume, like for example, for like £2, you can get a bunch of Christmas customizations for your plants, maybe a pea shooter with a elf hat on, a chomper with a Christmas hat on. If it's just costumes for games, and said purchases doesn't give the opposing person a benefit, that's perfectly fine. If people want to customize their game with different funky costumes and make it a little bit more fun for themselves visually, that's fine. I'm not worried. Microtransactions like that do not bother me. But if it's something that ruins the game on a different kind of level, if it gives people an advantage in some way, yes, it is a bad idea. I've seen too many games fall down this rabbit hole in terms of microtransactions and getting into the habit of making them a bad piece of the game. A lot of people think, oh, for example, this game has microtransactions. It was such a bad idea. That is the memory that people are going to hold on to, if that makes sense. So, having it in a game like PvZ Replanted is not good, in my opinion. Sure, they have to make money somehow, but yeah, it is just, it's not good that it's in PvZ Replanted. So, overall, microtransactions and transactions in general on this game, it's just not fun. I don't think it was mandatory. I feel like they could have easily, if they made a good game, might I add, if they made a good game, they could have easily made some decent money from this. But with an unfinished product that people are not happy with, they're not going to be, buying transactions in the game often, if not at all. So, yeah, definitely a letdown there in terms of transactions on Replanted. I wasn't expecting anything different, to be honest. I said this in my last video. A lot of people, were quite surprised. Oh, this game's terrible. What happened? I'm like, guys, look, I was excited, but it's EA, okay? You have to remember, these guys have been skimming and scamming from flipping early FIFA, and they still do it with FIFA. It's the exact same game every single year. That game, for some reason, still gets attention. It still gets money made, and that is why I said previously that EA focuses on FIFA. They focus on FIFA. That is the only thing they do. That is the only thing they will do going forward. It's because it makes them the most undeserved money in the world. They have other franchises like Battlefield, slightly different company, but it's still part of EA. Same with Plants vs Zombies, slightly different company, but part of EA. And Sims as well is another great example of people being misled in terms of updates, in terms of, things in general. Speaking of updates, I wanted to talk about, obviously, PvZ Heroes. Now, this is a game that I've played a lot during my time, and apparently it's still getting updates, which is awesome. I love this game. I think it's a great concept. Don't get me wrong, there are opportunities where you run into some problems on that game. According to some of you guys, there are some cheaters, there are some people that, hack and stuff like that, which is never good on any game in general. But overall, I'm interested in playing the game again, but I just don't know how to do it. Obviously, I played the story as much as I did whenever I did play it a couple years back. Maybe we could check out some of the new cards that come out. Maybe we should do a pack opening. Maybe we could face some of you guys online. Maybe that could be an idea as well. So let me know down in the comments. PvZ Heroes, do you guys still play it? Do you think it's a good game? I think it is. I love the concept of PvZ Heroes. I love that it's like a card game with our different likable plant characters and zombie characters. I think it's really, really awesome. And I've always liked the game, to be honest. I've never really sat there and gone, I don't really like this idea. And you guys know me by now. With it, not just PvZ, but in general, I will tell people if I dislike the game and what I think about it. So, yeah, I like PvZ Heroes. I'm glad it's still getting updates, and hopefully it will continue. Now, recently, we did play Garden Warfare 1. For those who don't know, we went back and we played Garden Warfare 1 with some of you guys. It was a great, great time. Really enjoyed it. One thing I did want to discuss a little bit in today's PeaBrain podcast episode is the state of Garden Warfare 1 and how it just keeps breathing life somehow, even in 2025. Now, this is a thing that not just PvZ has had, a lot of other games have had it as well, is the fact that you can go back, for example, Garden Warfare 1, you've never played it before, or you have played it before, it doesn't really matter. You could easily go back and play the game, and you will find people playing, and it's quite surprising. Now, a lot of people say, oh, Garden Warfare 2, it's gonna, lose the popularity, everyone's gonna move on from it, it's gonna die, etc. You have to remember, Garden Warfare 1 is still standing. A game that is arguably older in a lot of different ways. Of course, but bottom line, it is older because of the release date. But from the way it looks, from the way it feels, this is a game that came out even longer time, even longer ago compared to Garden Warfare 2, and it's still getting people playing it, which I was quite surprised about. I've not played Garden Warfare 1 in a while. I think the last time we played it was sometime earlier last year, maybe. And we recently played it, and a lot of people were playing. I had a lot of new people come over to the stream chat as well, which was really really cool. And I was quite surprised, honestly. I every time I go back onto that game, I'm always shocked to see how many people are still playing, how many people are playing the lobbies. Now, don't get me wrong, there were one or two chances of the game, where we looked for Team Vanquish and we had to wait maybe an extra minute or two, but that was fine because we had a probably half a lobby, probably like 10 people aside, maybe something like that, which was always good to see. But overall, going on to Turf Takeover, or, well, in Garden Warfare 1's case, Gardens in Graveyards, definitely good to see people going back and playing the older games. Now, obviously tying in with PvZ Replanted, which is older games as well, technically. Garden Warfare 2, a lot of people still like me playing that game. Latest news on Garden Warfare 2, apparently, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 chompers, in particular, they like pizza. I'm joking. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, overall, I'm happy with how Garden Warfare 1 is getting people, and Garden Warfare 2 is still getting people. People have been speculating that, I'm going to do another Road to Max rank, which, to be honest, it's a good idea on paper, but with how my life is these days, having two jobs, having people to take care of and family, etc., it's a lot more difficult than when I first did my Road to Max rank, especially on Garden Warfare 2. I did that back in, what was it, 2021, 2020, 2021, something like that. And that was during COVID, so I obviously didn't have a job then. I wasn't in education. I had plenty of spare time. But yeah, a lot of people want me to do another Road to Max rank. Now, the only reason why I would do another Road to Max rank is because of the game itself. I enjoy these games still. Now, I've always said this. How could I make it different? Because I know what to expect. I know what characters I want to unlock, what characters I'm not going in to enjoy leveling up. I know how it works, and it's a real shame because I would like to do another Road to Max rank, but I want to try and make it more fun and more different for myself than the previous experience, because otherwise it's just going to be the exact same thing all over again. Now, if you have any ideas, let me know down in the comment section. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the PeaBrain podcast. A little bit shorter than usual, mainly focused on PvZ Replanted. Next time, if you guys want to see another episode, drop a like. Let's see if we can smash 10 likes for the return of the PeaBrain podcast, and shout out to those who have asked me to bring this series back. A lot of you really enjoy it, and I really enjoy making it. So if you want to see more, let me know, show the support, and I will be sure to do another episode sometime soon. If you want to be a special guest on the episode, let me know down in the comment section, or reach out to me on the Discord server. Basically, if you guys join an episode, we'll set it up on Discord somehow. You guys can talk to me about your PvZ experience, what you think about all of the games. We can have a bit of debate on what characters are good, what characters are bad. It is awesome when we get some of you guys being a special guest. So yeah, let me know down in the comments if you want to be a special guest in a future episode. But anyway, stay safe, stay hydrated, watch out for pylon mines. As you can see here in the background, they will blow you up in an instant, and I really appreciate the support. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.